Right, good evening guys, welcome to a rather late Friday Waffle. Now people do say to me, why don't you call it the weekend waffle or the Saturday waffle or just the waffle, but no, here's the thing, the Friday Waffle is probably the video that I am most synonymous with in my channel, and the way I look at it is, I don't know, the Friday Waffle is the name of the feature, so whether it doesn't always come out on a Friday to me is irrelevant. You know, I'll always try and get it done on a Friday, and if it tips over into Saturday or even Sunday, whatever, then it's still going to be the Friday Waffle. If I changed it, then nah, not going to happen. So that's why it will always be called the Friday Waffle, regardless of when I actually do it. So anyway, now I say this every week on, week out. The first thing I say is this is not going to be a long waffle, and 9 times out of 10 it drags into 40-50 minutes like last week. But I really do mean I'm hopefully going to try and keep this to, you know, no more than half an hour tops, because I'm recording this on Saturday night and my girlfriend's through, and you know, I don't want to be too antisocial. The reason I didn't get it last night was because I was on a night out with my work. We went for a curry. We took the lads out for a curry. I was actually planning to do the Friday Waffle when I came back because I was driving. But by the time we actually got home, it was about 10:30. So it was too late. I was actually pretty tired. So when I got back, I just went straight to bed. But yeah, I hope you're all good. Weather-wise up here, it's just awful. It is stinkingly horrible outside. It's not overly cold, but it's just torrential rain, wind, just the usual horrible stuff. So yeah, what have I been doing the last week? I last made my waffle. I did the last week's waffle, I think, on a Thursday, because last Friday I got the train down to Birmingham. Went absolutely fine, went into the office, met a few of the guys, and then we went out for a curry in Birmingham on the Friday night. Really good night. I mean, I only had maybe 4 beers because I wanted to get up nice and early on the Saturday morning and get back home. Pardon me. So by the time I got back to my hotel, it was about 12:30 at night. So what I did was I set an alarm for 6 o'clock. Got up at 6, got ready, walked across to the train station. Was it Longbridge, I think it was, and I got the train from Longbridge in Birmingham to New Street in Birmingham. That was about 20 minutes. Got to New Street in Birmingham for about 5 to 7, and the train to Edinburgh was at 5 past, or I think it was 3 minutes past 7. Jumped on the train, thought, excellent, it's just after 7 o'clock, I'm heading home, I'm going to be home for about 10:30, 12 o'clock. I thought, that's great, still got most of the Saturday. I had literally just sat down, and the first thing they said was, welcome to the cross-country service to Edinburgh, Waverley. And they said we will be stopping at, was it Derby, I don't know, Lancaster, whatever it was. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, these weren't the stops that I went to when I was going down the way. Then the penny dropped. I thought, wait a minute, she just said cross country or whatever it's called. I can't remember what the name of it was. And I thought, hang on, I've got a Virgin ticket. So the train at this point hadn't actually started to move. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm just going to double check. So there was I was going to say a stewardess. What do they call them? What do you call them? They'd be called a stewardess. I'm going to call them a train stewardess, because that's basically what they are. They're the same, but instead of being on a plane, they're on a train. So we're going to call them a train stewardess. Or a rail stewardess, because air, train, or ground stewardess? I don't know. What do you call them? We'll call them ground stewardesses. So there was one just through the next carriage. So I got to her and I said, excuse me, I says, am I on the right train? I've got a ticket for the Virgin service to Edinburgh. And she says, nope, you're on the wrong train. And at that point, the train had literally just started to move, and I thought, oh, bollocks. Did I pull the emergency cord, jump off the train? Probably not a good idea. So I said, oh no, what can I do? And I said, do you think, is there any chance that I can stay on the train? She went, not really. She says, because obviously you've not paid us for the ticket, you've paid Virgin, and our train might be full. She says, what you can do is go to the front of the train and speak to the girl who's like I don't know what you call it, the train captain, we'll call her the train captain. Have a word with her, let her know what's happened, and she should be able to advise. So I got to the front of the train, saw the girl, and I explained, I just put on my puppy dog sad eyes and says, oh, I've got on the wrong train, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I says, is there any chance I could just stay on the train, please? And she went, no. I said, I'd love to let you stay on it. Says, but I can't. It says, because the train is fully booked, all the seats are reserved. So unfortunately you can't. She says, what you're going to have to do is get to Tamworth, get off the train, run over the bridge, and then jump back on the train again and go back from Tamworth to New Street. She says, you'll not have to pay for another ticket, she says, because it's too early in the morning. So anyway, did that, and it turns out, the one bit I forgot to say, she checked the times of the trains, and she says the train that you were supposed to get doesn't actually leave until 8:15 in the morning. So I hadn't actually missed the proper train. The only thing was I could have probably had an extra hour in bed, but hey ho. So got to Tamworth, ran over the bridge, jumped back on the train, got back to New Street, and then there was a train about 20 minutes later, the correct train to Edinburgh. I thought, excellent, I can now relax, put my headphones on, and just shut my eyes for a wee bit. Then about, I don't know how long it would be, maybe about an hour into the journey, the train suddenly came to an abrupt stop, and they said, we regret to inform you that due to a power line failure, something like that, this train will terminate at Preston. Would all passengers please exit the train, and would they please exit the train, and you'll need to speak to the people at the station to see how to get home. I'm like, I don't believe it. So I got off the train, and of course everybody had to get off in the train. I mean, I think it was about, I don't know, 10, 11 carriages, so there was a lot of people got off that were going to Edinburgh. So we hung about for about an hour buying some overpriced food in the shop, and they said the next train to Edinburgh is, I think it was an hour and a half time. I don't know what time it was, 9 o'clock, something like that. They said, however, it's only 4 carriages, or cars, I think they call it. It says, so the chances are you're going to have to stand for 3.5 hours. Now, considering I had bought a ticket, you're thinking, well, that's a bit bullshit. I mean, I know these things happen. They said, however, what you can do, there's an earlier train that takes you to Glasgow. So I got that. It was about an hour later. Got that. Got to Glasgow. I then had to walk from Glasgow Central to Glasgow Queen Street, and then I ended up getting ended up getting a train to my girlfriend's house from Glasgow. So I think I finally got in about 2:30, probably about 3 hours longer than I should have. And yeah, it was a bit of a ball ache, to be honest with you, because I was on the go from 6 o'clock, so by the time I got to my girlfriend's house, I was just burst. I wasn't good company at all. I was so tired, and tired and pissed off, to be honest with you, because that was half my Saturday away. I was looking forward to getting home nice and early, still having still having the most of the Saturday. So yeah, trains suck big style. It was a good night, I have to say. So that was that. That was my weekend. And then last night I went out for a curry. On Sunday, was it Sunday night? I think it was. As you know, you have Black Friday sales, and my girlfriend was actually bought a 50-inch TV for her Christmas. Her brother's bought a big TV, and I saw this and I thought, I like that a lot. So I went on to, it was the Curry's website, and I bought myself a Samsung 55-inch, and it was 440 quid. And I thought, excellent, looking forward to getting that. And then I got home, that was on Sunday night, I got home, and my mate George sent me a message on Facebook. He says, look what I've bought myself. And it was a picture of this big mega TV. And I said, what is that? He went, 55-inch Toshiba, £300. I'm like, what? Now, I've got a 42-inch Toshiba, and I've got to say, whilst the sound isn't great, the picture's perfect. It's a 4K smart TV. Not that smart. I asked it to make my cup of tea, and it didn't know how to do it, so it's not that smart. But so I thought, it's 140 quid less. So what I did was I jumped in the car, got to Tesco, went in, and I couldn't see TVs anywhere. So I was just kind of wandering about, and I ended up going up to the butcher's department, as you do, and I said to the guy, I says, look mate, I says, don't suppose you know where the TVs are? Do you sell TVs in this store? He says, no, he says, I think they were selling a few for the Black Friday sale. I mean, this was the Sunday. He says, I think we were selling some. Best thing to do is head over that direction, and then if you can't find them, go and speak to customer services. So I did that, walked up the aisle looking, couldn't find anything, no sign of a TV, got to customer services, and I said to the guy, look, I'm looking, have you got any TVs left? I said, I'm looking for this 55-inch TV. And he says, if there's any left, mate, he says, it'll be at the end of the aisle. He says, look, come with me and we'll have a look. So we walked up, and he says to me, there's one there. Oh, there's only one left. Now, I shit you not, I got within 5 feet of the TV, and this old woman she didn't jump in front of me. She basically came out of nowhere and tried to drag this thing off the shelf. I don't mind admitting, I had to really restrain myself from bloody grabbing it out her hands. So this old woman bought the last one, or so I thought. As it turns out, the guys went to the back of the store or to the warehouse, and they managed to find another one. So I cancelled my Panasonic. Now I don't know. I'm not a big snob when it comes to TVs or video or sound. I'm imagining probably the Samsung is a better TV. It's an extra 50% more expensive. So instead of paying $300, I would be paying $439. So I thought to myself, you know what? £300 is essentially a disposable TV. If I get 3-4 years out it, I'll go and buy another one. I'll go and buy myself a 65-inch. So yeah, I've had it just almost a week, and I've got to say, it is lovely. It's got better sound. It's got built-in Netflix, built-in Amazon Prime. The thing that I really think is clever, it also automatically picks up my Plex. I've got a thing called Plex, which is, it's a media server. Now I've got, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of programs, TV programs, films, video game stuff, tons and tons of stuff on my computer, and I use Plex, which basically allows you to stream all these things to your phone, to an iPad, whatever. Now this TV it automatically picks it up as a server, which means I can just go into that and I can watch stuff straight in the TV. So really, really clever, really impressed with it. For for 300 quid, you can't complain. And the funny thing is, I've had it just under a week, and already it kind of it blends in. It doesn't look too big. So there we go, got a nice new TV. Got to say, the PlayStation looks amazing on it. It really does. I mean, the TV I had before, which is now in my bedroom, I was having to put that up on my wall tonight. It does look incredible. It looks really, really nice. I might treat myself to a 4K Amazon stick. Has anybody got a 4K Amazon stick? Does it actually work pretty well? I mean, I've got an old style Amazon Fire Stick, and it works really well. In fact, it's not the Fire Stick, it's a Fire TV. But I might think about asking for an Amazon 4K Firebox, whatever it's called. That would be interesting to go with the TV. So yeah, really, really nice. But games wise, I've not played. I'll tell a lie. The only thing I've actually been playing, and this is sad, I've got my Mega Drive, not my Mega Drive, I've got my SNES Mini plugged into the TV upstairs in the bedroom wall. Well, it's on the wall now. It was on a wee unit up until about half an hour ago. The only daft thing is, the bracket I bought, it basically, there was not enough room to get an HDMI cable into the back of the TV. There's just not enough room at all. So what we had to do is I got my mate, who's a kind of builder from next door, we had to kind of pack it out with wood, which kind of pushes it out from the wall slightly, which gives you slightly more space. But what I had to do was take the TV off the wall, plug in the HDMI cable, and then basically remount it on the wall. So looks really, really nice. Hopefully it won't fall off the wall, but considering I didn't put the I had to get him to come through and help me, because the drill I was using, it just simply wouldn't go through brick. But it does look really, really nice. So I've basically been playing, I've been going to my bed at night, I've been playing the SNES Mini. Can't beat lying back in your bed playing a SNES Mini, you know, what's not to like. So that's kind of been my week, guys. I think I've put out a couple of videos. I'm sure I have. What I might do, in fact, yeah, tomorrow night I'm going to do another live stream. I'll pick a software company. I'll see, I'll just play it by ear, but tomorrow night, maybe 8 o'clock, something like that. What I'll do is I'll put a link up on Facebook, just confirming that. Go for a live stream tomorrow night. It's always good fun doing these live streams. Always really enjoy it. So I've been rabbiting on for 16 minutes. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to jump straight into the questions. Excuse me. Right, let's have a wee look. As you know, I always just read out the comments from the week before. So that was the 29th. So yeah, that would be the right one. Right, first off, got Batman. Nice waffle as ever, sir. And thanks for tackling my subject. For a future waffle, as a prominent retro YouTuber, I always blush, I really do, Bat, thanks for that. I don't really see myself as being a prominent retro YouTuber, maybe old retro YouTuber, but what sort of gaming channels attract your attention in your downtime when you browse YouTube, retro or otherwise? Now, I don't watch that much. It's getting the time. It's getting the time, which is always the big problem. The channels I do watch from a retro point of view, Lon Boys Post 1975, always like to watch Dave's. I do watch Lacosa, Down the Rabbit Hole. I watch Nova Bug when I can. I like Chris's live streams. I do watch Ashens, though I haven't been watching too many recently. I do watch Kim Justice as well from time to time, but I love watching World's Strongest Man, and I follow Eddie Hall. He was Strongest Man 2016, I think it was, he won it. He's got a really, really good YouTube channel, so I watch that. And I'm like a lot of people. You watch a video, I watch a lot of athletics videos and, you know, running videos and that kind of stuff. Yeah, you know, I do watch other stuff, but I can't actually try to do it from memory. I'm really not too sure, but there's loads of stuff that I like to watch. I mean, like a lot of people, you start watching a video and then you get recommendations, and before you know it, you're watching a video about how the pyramids were built, and then you're watching something about, you know, serial killers and God knows what. I mean, it's just, that's the thing about YouTube, it's all over the place. But yeah, there are other channels that I watch, but I just can't really think, so please don't think any less of me if I don't mention it. Yeah, that's probably the main channels that I do watch. So let's see. Also, do you see this current retro gaming boom ever slowing down? What with mini systems, remakes, and new ways to play your old games on classic machines, new peripherals for old systems, etc. Is this a reaction to the gaming scene of today, which is less exciting than previous generations? I don't know. I mean, nostalgia is a very, very powerful attraction. It really does. I mean, you know, everybody, whether it's, in fact, I'll just very, very quickly, I was we went to a car boot sale on last Sunday, my girlfriend and myself, and I ended up talking to a guy who had all his vinyl. He was a DJ, he was a DJ, and he was basically selling off all these records. He had thousands of them, and I ended up buying Parallel Lines by Blondie, Art and Garfunkel's Greatest Hits, and is it Country Roads and Other Tales or something? Basically, Greatest Hits of John Denver. Now, before you start laughing, I love Art Garfunkel, I love Blondie, and John Denver, I've got a lot of happy memories. My mum and dad used to listen to that particular album, so when I listen to it now, it just brings back, it evokes so many amazing memories. So yeah, I paid 20 quid for them, which they were priced, I think the way he had them priced, it was going to be 27 quid. And I said to him, I'll give you 20, and he went, yeah, that's fine. I've since checked eBay and I realised I could have probably got them all for a tenner. But you know what, the guy's trying to make a bit of a living, so I don't really mind too much. But yeah, I was playing the records on Sunday night, and there's just, when I was playing John Denver, it just brings back so many happy memories. When I'm listening to it, my mum and dad could be in the living room with me. You know, they could be with me, because I think Sense of Smell is probably the most what's the word for it? Sense of Smell is the one that really evokes memories, and then I says Music is probably a close second. And so yeah, it's the same with retro games, or I don't like calling them retro games. I know I do call them retro games. They're just games. They're not retro games. They're games. Yeah, when I play these games, it takes me back to a happy place, a time of footloose and fancy free. You know, no stress about jobs, or I mean, I was working at that point, but living with my mum and dad, didn't have a girlfriend or anything. It was just, life was nice and simple, you know. You didn't have to worry about mortgages or bills or stress at work, you know. It was real simple times. So yeah, playing old fashioned games really does invoke a lot of memories. And you know, I think these modern systems are bringing the old games to people that probably haven't played a Spectrum for 30 years. I mean, my next door neighbour was helping me. He was doing the work. He was fixing the bracket to put my TV on the wall in the bedroom, and he saw my SNES Mini. He went, "Oh, I used to have, is that a Super Nintendo?" I went, "Yeah, it is." I says, "It's a mini one." "Oh, how does that work?" And he says, "Oh, where's the games for it?" I says, they're all built in." He went, "Oh, has it got a hard drive?" I says, No, it's just like an SD card. I says, "But I've got all the games, and I've probably got about 300 games in it." He went, oh, I would love one of them. So there you go. There's a guy that's probably never played a video game in probably 20 years, and he saw this and he thought, that looks awesome, you know. So is it going to slow down? I think it will. I mean, I think there's no two ways about it, but I think these systems appeal largely to people my age, maybe down to about 40-year-old people who remember them the first time around. I don't think many kids like my daughter's age, 15 years old, I don't think there's many people that age are going to go out and buy them, because they don't have any of the nostalgia. They would probably look at the box and think, look at the graphics in that, you know, compared to Fortnite or whatever, Overwatch, they're pish. So that's not, I don't think these systems are going to appeal to my daughter's generation. So once people like myself shuffle off to the great arcade in the sky, I think the whole nostalgia thing will slow down. Yeah, you're still going to get, people still buy, you know, stuff from the 50s, and they walk about in Atari t-shirts. That's still going to happen. Nostalgia is a powerful thing. There's a lot of people make a lot of money through nostalgia, so I think it will still be there. But I don't think it, I think we've probably peaked. I really do. I think we've peaked with when it comes to, you know, the whole old game, classic video games. So I think it will start to ebb off, but I don't think it'll ever die. You know. So anyway, listen back. Thanks for your question, buddy. Yeah, I'm not even going to read out. Well, yeah. Was it a question I got asked about? Have you got is there something that you can do that's, I can't remember how this came about. Was it a question about, have I got a talent that nobody knows about? And I mentioned that I'm able to vibrate my finger very fast. And Robert Morrison, he said, "You're killing me over here. Can't think of any life skill for a vibrating finger." I bet your lady friend might have an idea or two. Very good. Lacozer, "This is not going to be a long waffle," said the main Meister. Checks the near 45-minute runtime. And yep, I was asking about the sound effect. What was it from again? I can't remember what it was from. And I thought it was from Yer Kung Fu. And Chris is confirming that sound effect is definitely from Yer Kung Fu. Scott Breon, "Your name in the Super Pipeline games is Foreman Fred." I didn't know that. I'm ashamed to say, because I had a copy, so I never got to read the instructions. I do actually own the original game now on tape, but I never knew that. One of my favourite games, and I never knew Foreman Fred. There you go. Question for next waffle: what were your favourite and least favourite US gold releases? Blimey, there's a lot. There are a lot of US gold games released. I think my favourite ones would have to be some of the older, the real early games. Probably, I mean, stuff like Bruce Lee, they were released in... did I own them? No, it was through US Gold. I mean, Bruce Lee, loved it. I'm not a massive fan of Bruce Lee now. I think it's quite a simplistic game. Beachhead, that was an absolutely epic game. Fort Apocalypse, but I think I had a pirate copy of that when it was it Synapse Software. But all the real early stuff, Blue Max, what else? Blimey. Yeah, like I say, is Raid Over Moscow, Forbidden Forest, all these games, the real early ones were the best ones. What were my least favourite? There was a lot of US Gold games came out after I had kind of moved on to the 16-bit. I can't think of any real bad game. I always remember, was it Doughboy by, I can't remember, I think it was released by US Gold. Doughboy was one of the lowest rated games in Zap. Yeah, it was kind of based on, I think Doughboy was an actual, it was like not a character, it was actually during the war, in the trenches, there was a person whose nickname was Doughboy. Now I think he had to carry the ammunition or something, I'm not quite sure, Google it and find out, but I remember Doughboy got a really, really shit score in Zap. Yeah, so anyway, thanks very much, Scott. Appreciate your question, buddy. Panther UK, Chris, "Spiffling waffle, Squire. Have to chuckle when I see a 45-minute waffle and be told it's only going to be a short one." Yeah, I know. I can talk for Britain. I totally forgot to post a comment question last week. Oops. For next time then, seeing as it will be December when you read this out, what is your idea of a perfect retro gaming Christmas? Oh, perfect retro gaming Christmas, bloody hell. Obviously I would love to get some vintage gaming system under the tree wrapped up, that would be really nice. A Sharp X 68000 would be rather nice. Failing that, it's just some nice games. Retro gaming Christmas. I think for me, what I would really like would be the thing that, because I was, and I've said this before, because I was an adult when I first got into computers, I didn't really get, none of my Christmas presents were video games. I mean, my mate used to buy me a game and I would buy him a game for his Spectrum. So I don't have any real retro gaming memories because I bought all the computers myself at my own pocket money. But what I did like, and it was always wicked, was the Zap Christmas edition. There was just something really epic about getting the magazine. It was always thicker. I mean, the classic one. In fact, what I'll do is I'll put a little. I'll not put a link. I'll actually let you see. I'm going to go like that, so when I'm fast forwarding the video, you're going to see what you'll see the screenshot of the cover, the Zap Christmas special. There was just something really awesome about a Christmas edition magazine. Don't know what it was, because it wasn't like you were getting any games or anything, but just something wicked. Yeah, I think, I suppose, was there any Christmas games you could play? Can't think of any. I mean, the only game that I could really remember playing a lot over Christmas time, it was Gauntlet on the C64. And I ended up staying in. I stayed in, like Hogmanay, which is New Year's Eve. Traditionally, Scottish people go out, they get drunk, they fight, they get into fights. Well, that's what the stereotypical Scots person does, apparently. I actually chose not to go out in Hogmanay because I wanted to play Gauntlet, and I sat in all night playing Gauntlet right through New Year, which is pretty sad when you think about it. But yeah, that's kind of the only memory of sort of Christmas gaming, really. Like I says, all the systems I had, I bought myself, so I don't have any real attachment to Christmas as such. But yeah, anyway, thanks for the question, Chrissy. I know it was a pants answer, but sometimes it's hard to come up with anything. Milthy Swinbuckle, question for the next Friday Waffle. If you could go back in time to when you started your YouTube channel, what would you do differently, if anything? By the way, in this reality, the laws of time travel state that you can only alter things after you've done... What is it? Things you've done to the channel. So you can't say, sod the bloody channel, I'm off to down the bookies pick on Murray. Okay, so it's just really related to channel. If I was going to do a YouTube channel, would I do anything differently? I don't think so. I mean, I look back at my early videos and I didn't realise how cringeworthy they are. Because when you first start off talking in front of a camera, unless you're used to it, it can be quite awkward, as you'll see if you watch any of my early videos. I mean, I'm not the greatest now, but by goodness, some of my early channels, I mean, they're quite embarrassing. I would probably, yeah, I probably wouldn't monetize the channel for starters. Though maybe monetising now is a good thing with this stupid law thing, whatever it is, the regulations with kids and that. I still can't quite figure out if that's going to affect me in any shape or form. I don't know. What would I do differently? I would possibly not make quite so many videos. I mean, I don't make that many videos now. I would probably have not made quite as many as I did back in the day. Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Thing is, I made them because I wanted to make them. Nah, I don't know. I don't think I would. I mean, if I was to give you tips, if I was to give anybody any tips, it would be kind of the way I did. You know, the advice that I could give to anybody starting off a YouTube channel would be the advice that I would give myself, and I would like to think I actually adopted. And that's, don't take yourself too seriously. Talk about something that you actually like. You know, don't worry about trolls. You know, I've started to get a lot more down thumbs now, and it doesn't bother me at all. I'm like, whatever, you know. Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't start it to make money. You're not going to make money. Yeah, but probably the only thing I would probably do differently is I probably wouldn't have monetised the channel, purely and simply because you've got stupid adverts on my videos and I have made nothing. 120 quid, which I don't even know how to take out. So yeah, possibly not monetise. But I don't think there's anything else that I would do differently, because I quite like the way my channel's evolved. I certainly like where I've got to. I've got a good bunch of people who watch my videos and support me as well, so I can't ask for any more than that. So yeah, thanks for the question, buddy. Wee Bob, medium size Bob here. Yeah, I've just seen it. I find it quite not uncomfortable. I don't feel easy referring to Bob as Wee Bob, because he's much bigger than me and that wouldn't be difficult. Thanks for answering my question, and Super Huey looks pretty decent, not one I was aware of. I have the same 1080p webcam and it is pretty rubbish. I would be interested in a decent webcam as well if you get an answer. Question for next week, simple one. What is your highest score on Robotron on MAME, and what do you normally average? I think, now I'm trying to do this from memory, I think I have scored, I think my best is just over 200,000, which isn't very good. What do I normally average? You can play a game and get not 1,000. You can play a game and score 30,000, and you can play another game and get 100,000. I don't know, maybe about 80, 90 is an average game for me. I've not been playing it that often, I have to say. I would say maybe about the 100,000 mark I can get to pretty easily. But I think it's just over, I think it's about 230,000 is my base score, which isn't particularly good, Bob, but it's definitely worthwhile sticking in with it. Down the rabbit hole for the Friday Waffle. Hi Alan, do you have Black Friday or Cyber Monday over there in the UK? It took ages for us to get it here in Canada. And if so, did you get anything good? Yep, I got my TV, my 55-inch TV, and I love it. Secondly, on that topic, I am always searching for 3D movie recommendations. Do you have any you say are a must-buy in 3D? I'll be honest, Kev, I don't have a 3D TV, and I'll be even more honest, I think, I'm not going to say the 3D thing is a fad. I don't think you can even buy 3D TVs anymore because it was a passing fad. I think they realised that it's just not caught on. It's not caught on. Possibly in the same way as virtual reality. It's never going to be mainstream. It's not going to be mainstream, and so, it's but I think 3D, they've tried it, and I think until they get the technology where you don't need glasses, or I don't think 3D is really going to work. Now here's the thing. I still, if I'm going to pictures with my mates, which isn't very often, I have to say, only when a big blockbuster comes out, if there's a 3D film, we'll go and see it. And I tend to find that after 5 minutes, my brain shuts down and I don't even notice it's 3D. Thing is, it's not 3D like things are coming in your face. It's more like the 3D you get in like a 3DS where it's depth, you're looking into the screen rather than things jumping out at you. I think if more films were the jumpy out 3D, then that would be a lot better. I mean, I think probably the most impressive 3D film I've ever seen, I think was, what was that one with James Cameron? Avatar. Yeah, that's probably the most impressive one I've seen. That was one of the first real true 3D films, and that was impressive. But I've maybe seen 50 films in 3D. I couldn't even tell you what ones I saw in 3D and what ones I didn't, because after a while my brain just forgets. It's a bit like a smell or a taste. If you taste like ice cream, the first couple of mouthfuls of ice cream is really strong taste. After 2 or 3, your brain switches off and you kind of forget the taste, and it doesn't taste that strong. And I find that with 3D, my brain just kind of switches off. So as far as must buy, Kevin, I'm not really the person to ask. I would say get Avatar. It might be really good. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah. And finally, back when you read gaming magazine reviews, how many different magazines would you read in order to get a diversity of opinions, or did you stick with just one? In the early days when it was 8-bit, the C64 was Zap 64. If I had enough money, I would buy computer and video games as well. I generally used Zap as the Bible because, Julian Rignall, Gary Liddon, Gary Penn, if they said a game was good 9 times out of 10, I would agree with them. And conversely, if they said a game was shite, then generally you found it was shite. When the PC came along and the Amiga, I used to buy, was it the One? I bought Ace magazine. There was loads of them. Computer User, Commodore User, I can't remember what it was called. Commodore User. Then you had Amiga Format, which was a very dry magazine. Then you got all the PC magazines. I mean, there was this ridiculous number of PC magazines. I used to buy them because you got CDs on them, you got demos, and that was like free games, even though they were just kind of demos. But sometimes I would spend like 20-30 quid on magazines, and basically they're all the same. They were all the same. So Nah, generally, if I saw a really good review of a game and I thought I like that, that was enough. I'm one of these people when I go to buy anything, I just go out, pay the money, away I go. I don't look into things too much, which is probably a silly thing to do, but I'm quite impatient when it comes to stuff. And I mean, if there's something I want to buy, it becomes a bit of a must-have. So, yeah. Generally, like I said, Kevin, in the early days, it was usually Zap 64, computer and video games, but then when the PC came out, I used to buy more. And I mean, they had the multi-format, like I said, you had the games machine, you had Ace, you had the One, you had the, not the games, what was the other one? Was it called No, not Retro. There was one that it had a section called Retro, which was really good. Can't remember what that was called. Was it Zone? There's Zone, I think it was. There was loads of different ones, but generally, the more money I had, the more magazines I bought, Kevin. Axeman 3D, my mate Kenny, he's telling me 360 camera at best. Don't kid yourself. Get a DSLR and go cinematic. If somebody could recommend a not too expensive camera that would really be good for my channel, something preferably under a couple £100, please let me know, because I don't know anything about cameras. Kenny, so this one's directed to you. Go and send a link, email me a link, post it below this video. Tell me what camera to buy. You know, I don't want to spend £300-400 on a camera because I'm going to use it just for making videos. So post one that's a couple £100, maybe less, even better. Something that's going to give me a good quality, and I'll maybe look at that once I get Christmas out the road. The greatest man that ever lived, Barry McGuigan's, was called Star Rank Boxing over here and was published by GameStar, which I believe was Activision's own sports division at the time over here. I think you're absolutely right, actually. Roscoe Haynes, I am one of the crazy bastards that indulged in the Capcom plug and play, and I have to say I'm one of the rare few that love the design, and seeing as though I just had a bit of a windfall, I forked out in it. Good for you, mate, that's what you should do. Personally, I think it's a great little party device, though one of the reasons I wanted it was because I thought it could also be used as a standalone joystick. So a bit gutted on that front. Having said that, I reckon it will be hacked in the future, and you will be able to access plenty more games and use it on MAME. I love it, but I can see why people think it's a little, I won't read the rest of that, silly when you can get so much more in MAME and you can build an arcade joystick for half the price. Well, you're right. I think once you can hack it, then it'll be good. £200 is a lot of money for not very many games. But again, to maybe somebody who doesn't know anything about MAME, he would probably think this was the best thing ever. 16 arcade games for £200, wow. People like ourselves that know about RetroPie, we know about MAME, emulators and PCs, then obviously we're not going to, we can realise there's cheaper ways to get more. But yeah, I'm sure it'll only be a matter of time before somebody actually hacks it. Now this next one, I'm not going to read out the comment in full because he's asked me not to, but I hope he doesn't mind me just kind of touching on this. Obviously his comments on the video anyway, but Stephen Thornber, Stephen has basically just he's just basically saying how much he enjoys my channel. He doesn't keep very well, and he said that that having my videos to watch has made things a lot more bearable for him. I don't mind admitting, Stephen, when I read your comment, I got a bit teary actually, and yeah, because for you to say that is very, very kind, and I can only imagine how things are. It makes me. The reason I do this channel is I do enjoy making the videos, but what makes it really special are all you guys, all you people who watch my videos, who take time to comment. I've made a lot of good friends through YouTube. People think that the internet is just full of horrible trolls and nasty people. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, but there's also lots of good people. And so, you know, having you guys in my gang makes this worthwhile for me. And when I hear comments like what Stephen's made saying that he's going through a pretty shit time at the moment, you know, he's seriously ill, and that I am helping to make his suffering a bit more bearable, I don't really know what to say. What I will say, Stephen, and I understand if you don't want to, I would like to actually talk to you over the phone. I would love to do that. You've got my email address. Please, if you want, I completely respect if that's not something you want to do, but your comments really touched me, Stephen. I mean that completely sincerely. And all I'm going to say, Stephen, is I wish you all the very best. You know, I'm sure everybody that's watching this waffle, you know, because you've made friends. When I do my live streams, you know, it's the same guys, it's the same gang, and I can see there's love in the room with everybody. You know, half the time I'm sitting playing the games, and you guys are all just talking pish between yourselves, talking about stuff and slagging me off, which is fantastic. So I think I speak for everybody that's involved in my channel, and just wishing you the very, very best, Stephen. I mean that sincerely. But like I says, I would love to have a chat with you, if you want. You know, if you do, then please ping a wee email to me, and you know, we can catch up. But yeah, yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, Stephen. But yeah, I really do wish you all the very, very best, and thank you for all the comments that you've made about my channel. You know, I value, you're a mate, all you guys are mates, you know, and I do appreciate that. Last one, the very last one, you'll be pleased to know, I don't even know if there's a question in here. Ox, funnily enough, I'm eating sports mixture while watching this. They're not the same as they used to be years ago though. Don't you just hate it when food manufacturers screw about with what used to be a winning formula, and some drive to use less sugar or E-numbers or reduce the size to maintain or reduce costs? Bah, I'm having an old man whinge here. Also, Christmas selection boxes. Do you remember when you used to be able to get those huge Cadbury selection boxes that were literally the size of a flagstone? The last person I heard call a paving slab a flagstone was my dad. Why do they call it flagstone? It's not like you can wave it about. Now you struggle to get anything with more than 6 bars of chocolate in them in some pathetic effort to end childhood obesity. Yeah, they do that and then they bring out bloody McDonald's. Simply learn your kids some self-control and encourage them to exercise, bloody meddlers. Yeah, it's what were you talking about there? I can't even remember. Yeah, actually I was talking to the guys at my work and they were telling me that, well, Iron Brew, which is, I think you can get it in England, it's a delicious drink, it's a fantastic hangover cure. They like all these other companies, they've cut down in sugar, and so the sugar that's in it is not what it used to be, but they've apparently released a limited edition vintage Iron Brew, which is basically full fat. That's what we want. It's the real McCoy. So I'll need to try and find out where we can get it. Yeah, it's called vintage Iron Brew, and it's, like I said, it's the full fat sugar stuff. So I'm going to find out where you can get it. Apparently it comes in the sort of old fashioned big glass bottles, but yeah, it's got packed full of sugar, but it's got the proper taste, and that's the thing, they reduce all the sugar and all that kind of stuff in these drinks, and then you end up with something that doesn't even taste remotely the same, so yeah, thumbs up to full fat juice, that's what I say. So anyway guys, listen, I have prattled on quite long enough, probably slightly more than the 20 minutes I thought this was going to be, so just want to say, as always, thank you very, very much to all your continued support, all your comments, taking part in live streams, just your support, and a special mention to Stephen. Stephen, I really, you know, we're all thinking about you, buddy. And like I says, if you want to have a wee chat, I would love to talk to you. Please get in touch. But you take care, buddy. And as always, guys, thank you very, very much for watching.